University.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
And now time, ladies and gentlemen, for the nation's sharpest opinion. And the Republic Media Network fully supports Donald Trump's strong position against the endless violence on Hindus in Bangladesh. He is completely correct. The present US government, which I believe used its deep state to forcibly throw out Sheikh Hasina in an anti-democratic military coup. The Biden government has completely compromised on the violence against Hindus in Bangladesh. The existing US government of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris knows that radical Islamists are hounding and persecuting and killing Hindus in Bangladesh, burning their temples, but it does not care as long as the regime change operation and the CIA and the State Department agenda of taking over Bangladesh strategically is met. What should Hindus do? Hindus in America and Hindus around the world must work very hard now and bring together every available opportunity, including using their political and financial clout, to make world leaders take a strong and open line against the continuous violence against Hindus worldwide and presently specifically in Bangladesh. Today, after Trump's open stand, even Trudeau, who is hostage to the Khalistani lobby, was forced to say that he is concerned about the threats to the Hindu community in Canada. Hindus must consolidate and speak up now. This is the time. Hindus must realize that influence means nothing if their collective interests, their fight against Hinduphobia, is not supported by governments, leaders, and international institutions around the world. And while they do so, Hindus must also corner the apologists for Hinduphobia. People who say Hinduphobia does not exist, or Hinduphobia is just a result of personal paranoia. It's not paranoia, we know it. The massacre of Kashmiri Pandits, the Hindus in Kashmir, was not paranoia, it is the truth. The killing of Hindus in Bangladesh isn't made up by us, it is a harsh reality that Moammad Yunus refuses to accept. Similarly, the clear anti-Hindu bias of the Congress party, of the DMK, of Mamata Banerjee, it's not fiction. It is a fact that hypocrites in the Lutyens lobby try to look away from. So what can we do? We can make these two-faced hypocrites accept and confront the reality. Ask them repeatedly why a shopkeeper was attacked for playing Hanuman Chalisa in March this year in Bangalore. How is playing Hanuman Chalisa a transgression on anyone else's rights? Ask them why 70 teachers were forced to resign after the coup by Moammad Yunus and the US in Bangladesh. Ask them, confront them, and ask them why Geetanjali Barua, a teacher from Azimpur government girls' school in Bangladesh, was tied to a tree by her students after the coup in Bangladesh, and why 20 Hindu temples were vandalized in that country. Ask them, confront them, speak up. For you see, viewers of Republic and supporters of Republic, if we don't speak, they will think that Hindus don't face atrocities. The fact is, Hindus do face atrocities. And we have been taught for a long time, completely wrongly, that accepting injustice and being silent while being attacked makes us better Hindus. It does not. We have a right to exist. We have a right to be vocal. And yes, we have absolutely a right to be assertive. It is our democratic right. And we will use it. Let's debate.
Leaders from the Indy did not hesitate once before saying Jai Palestine on our sacred parliament floor. While the same leaders have remained categorically silent about the violence against Hindus in Bangladesh. Meanwhile, former US President Donald Trump took to social media platform X and took a clear stand against the rampant atrocities against Hindus in Bangladesh. His message was clear: condemn the barbaric violence against Hindus. The question is, if an American leader can condemn these atrocities, why can't some of our leaders condemn something that is unfolding right in our very vicinity? Temples vandalized, diktats over Durga Puja celebrations, shops attacked. Bangladesh is indeed in complete chaos. But despite that, some of our leaders maintain their radio silence. On the occasion of India's Independence Day, Prime Minister Modi as well had expressed concerns about the situation in Bangladesh.
बांग्लादेश में जो कुछ भी हुआ है उसको लेकर पड़ोसी देश के नाते चिंता होना मैं इसको समझ सकता हूं। मैं आशा करता हूं कि वहां पर हालात जल्द ही सामान्य होंगे, कि वहां हिंदू, वहां के अल्पसंख्यक, उस समुदाय की सुरक्षा सुनिश्चित हो।
While the situation in Bangladesh continues to escalate with each passing day, the question that stays is, when will our politicians do away with selective outrage?
Now, my first guest tonight is Shalabh Shali Kumar, very familiar man now on the Indian circuit in the United States. He's founder of the Republican Hindu Coalition, chair of 2016 Indian Americans for Trump campaign, and Trump's all-weather friend. He's never given up on Trump, even when Trump's been through his downs, even when Trump was being interrogated, even when Trump was being incarcerated. He's never given up on his friend. So good of you to do that, Shalabh, and it's good to see you tonight.
Arnab, I'm talking to you after a couple of years, and I remember 2016 when you invited me. You flew from Mumbai to Delhi, and we had that debate.
Yes.
So you're looking younger and younger.
You see, the Congress party put me in jail for 2 weeks. I came out looking like I'd been on a spa.
Okay, so great to be with you.
Thank you.
And I heard your monologue.
Yes.
I mean, I don't need anybody better than you.
I believe in what I said. I believe in what I said.
Cause of, yes, I know you do. I mean, I've known you deep inside. That's the truth. And if you remember, just a couple of years ago, you talked about when it was just normal for President Trump to say, when he endorsed the idea of Hindu Holocaust Memorial. I was on your show at that time.
Yes.
So it's where President Trump's head is well known. It's well known since 2015. So that's where he has always been. You talk about atrocities now. Of course, Kashmir files brought it up. But I mean, we all know, we have been silent about it. The atrocities, the genocide against Hindus, Sikhs, Jains, and everybody. That started in 1100, year 1100. That's been going on for so many years. I remember one Sultan, the whole story, he needed to have the heads of 1 lakh Hindus every year. And, he asked his armed forces to make sure that he has the heads cut off and put them into a warehouse. I mean, that's what has gone on for a long time. And Hindus are pacifists normally, but we need people like you. And so we need to be vocal.
Well, thank you.
We need to.
Well,
we need to be.
I can only say this. Thank you for everything you've said here. I just like people who talk straight, and I think Kamala Harris is not talking straight. And I think while she is sort of underplaying her own Indian background and appearing to be a more multicultural candidate on the one side, and on the other side, Donald Trump is quite clear. He's saying Hindus are being targeted and they are being tortured. And Joe Biden is doing a wrong thing. Kamala Harris is doing a wrong thing. If he becomes president, what will change? My question is, what will change if Trump becomes president from an Indian perspective, A, or from a Hindu perspective, B, compared to what will happen if Kamala Harris were to be the president? What would be the difference for India and secondly for the Hindu community in these two situations?
Very clear. So let's say for India foreign policy, I would like to remind your people, audience, a statement by IDRW, India's Defense Research Wing, said when Article 370 and 35 were removed, they said Kamala Harris has some radical views on Kashmir. India needs to be cautious. That was the statement from RAW. And now you ask what will be the difference between, let's say, United States under Trump towards India, Bharat, and Indian Americans, Hindu Americans versus Kamala. Kamala's view on Kashmir are well known. She is going to push, if she becomes the president, she is going to push India in with this so-called religious minority in Kashmir. And she would want to support UN resolution. She would want to support Pakistan, which today is kind of a bankrupt nation, but it's a proxy for China. So, right now, the biggest enemy of democracies, United States and Bharat, is China. And they want to become the world power in 2049. They have declared it very clearly. They don't hide their agenda. In fact, Arnab, I'm writing a book, which is Chinese colonization of America in 2049. That's their goal. That's what they want to do. And unless we confront that, unless United States and India get together, have like a free trade agreement, one thing you could expect in the next 4 years under Trump administration, there will be a serious push towards a free trade agreement between United States and India. United States and India need to be joined at the hip, on the shoulder, should be all together like United States and UK used to be, as the second and the first and the second. Probably we cannot overtake Chinese economy, but first and the third economy together to be able to compete with China. Pakistan is a smaller factor, but they will keep on creating trouble. And China will do its best to have trouble on our northern border, from our western border. So they'll continue to do that.
Shut up. The cynics would say that, look here, Donald Trump is a politician. He's doing it because he wants the Hindu vote. So I'll put it very simply. Does Donald Trump mean what he says here? Or is he only doing this with a political intent? When he says, I'm concerned about the way in which Hindus are being targeted in Bangladesh, it's something that resonates with us. It's the stand of our network as well, right? But does he mean what he says, or is he only doing this with a political intent?
Arnab, of everybody else, I mean, you know that. 2015, he started this in 2015. You know, before RSC endorsed candidate Trump at that time for President of the United States on the advice of Newt Gingrich, I had a very long meeting. Right around the same time I appeared in the debate in August of 2016 with you. In July, June-July timeframe, I had a meeting with candidate Trump and asked point blank his policies towards India, Bharat, and Hindus, and everything I asked very clearly. He was very clear right from that point on. So, you know, he's really not a politician. I mean, that I can assure people, he is really not he's becoming a little more and more of a politician. But I remember from 2015 or 2016, when I had a meeting with him, a long meeting, a couple of hours. And so he outlined policies. I mean, he generally was in favor of India. And he's saying, oh, why aren't we selling LNG to India? Why aren't we selling nuclear materials to India? Why aren't we selling advanced weapon systems to India? When I brought that up, I mean, before that, he kind of did not know. But he was like a businessman, like a CEO, making decisions, right? You know, I mean, in 5 minutes, he made decisions, so many decisions he made, and he actually, you know, unlike other politicians, he accomplished all that. When he became president, there's not one foreign aid to Pakistan was cut off to zero. So,
question. You know, now, big question is, we know that. We know he gets along very well with the Prime Minister Modi. They have a lot of respect for each other. But is he going to win? You know, because the whole media is against him. The whole media is against him. Sometimes I wonder who he's fighting. Is he fighting Kamala Harris, or is he fighting the media? You know, but tell me, is he going to win? Is it close? And who are the Hindus backing? Are Hindus a consolidated group? Do they matter in America?
Arnab, this interview of mine with you today might be the deciding factor. I'm telling you very sincerely. You know, this time around, we started late. In 2016, we were a couple of months ahead. Here, the Hindu campaign has been late. You know, there have been other priorities with the campaign. So finally, we were able to convince him to send this tweet. And on Diwali, this is a Diwali message. So we are kind of a little bit late, but you're going to see an avalanche of advertising in the next 4 days itself. And the difference in the election is going to be the Hindu vote, Hindu and Indian vote in the battleground states. When they conduct polls, when they generally conduct polls, whatever their polling system is, I mean, I kind of sort of know it, the Hindu and Indian Americans are seldom polled and a broader poll. So just think of this, in 2016, at this point in time, Hillary was up 5 to 6 points in all battleground states. Yes. And today is even. Okay? So for Kamala to win, she has to gain a couple, 2-3 points more, and it's not happening. So, but the deciding factor, because our campaign is starting late, is going to be the Hindu and American vote, which is more than 1 million.
We say this, that we believe in issue-based support. And I started tonight, and the Republic Media Network is India's largest, most watched, most popular network, and broadcasting in Hindi, English, Kannada, Bangla, multiple languages. I have no doubt in saying that on this issue, for standing up on this issue, I'm not saying I support Donald Trump on everything, but on this issue he stood up and the Republic Media Network supports the stand that Donald Trump has taken on the atrocities against Hindus. Well done for him for having said that. And Shelley, best of luck for you. I don't know which way the elections will go, but you've been a really good friend to Donald Trump. So good for you to do that, and I'll see you soon. Thank you, Shalabh Kumar Shelley, for joining me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Arnab.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have Kanchan Gupta, Senior Advisor in the Ministry for Information and Broadcasting, one of India's most popular podcasters and geopolitical strategists. I just love the way he talks. Abhijit Chawda, the outspoken, sometimes too outspoken, Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhary, editor of The Blitz, and Sampath Shivangi will join us in a bit. He's president of the Indian American Forum for Political Education. America Narayanan is generally Congress-leading political analyst from Chennai. Vivek Srivastav is anti-BJP, CPI-leaning political analyst from Delhi. And Dr. Jahidul Bari is chairman of the Bangladesh Autism and Disability Institute. I want to start with you because I would like a contrary opinion. Dr. Jahidul Bari, what do you feel about Donald Trump coming out and saying that he's really concerned at the atrocities, the barbaric violence against Hindus, Christians, and other minorities in Bangladesh? Sir, can't hear you. Can you unmute yourself, sir? Unmute yourself, Mr. Bari.
Yes, can you listen to me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Arnab, for inviting me in this debate. And first of all, I would like to say that Bangladesh is a country of religious harmony, and it's been going on here for 1,000 years. And yes, some unhappy situation might arise for some unrest,
on the left.
Unrest matters. And I think it's due to some political unrest right now going on in Bangladesh. But as a whole, if we want to say, it's very stable here. The Hindus, the Christians, and the other minorities are going well here. I want to assure all of you, no happening is going here.
Nothing is happening there.
Ever.
Okay, Jahidul Bari, thank you for your opening remarks. Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhary, Mr. Jahidul Bari says nothing is happening. There has not been any violence against Hindus, and Bangladesh is a multicultural country, and this is all a figment of imagination. What's your understanding of things, Mr. Chaudhary?
Thank you very much. You see, what Mr. Bari is saying, that is exactly what Yunus and his revolutionary Islamist regime is saying. But if we have seen this statement from President Donald Trump, he has strongly condemned the barbaric violence against Hindus. And Donald Trump is not a mere individual. He has made this statement based on solid information. Definitely, there is atrocities going on Hindus, and what they are saying, doing a Bangladeshi revolutionary Islamic regime is just culture of denial. This is the culture of denial we see in Taliban regime, we see it in Pakistan, and also we see it in Iran, and same thing is happening in Bangladesh. Now, what some of the government representatives, they are saying, no, there is no repression on Hindus, those are Awami League activists.
Yes.
They are saying this barbarism is not on Hindus, on Awami League activists. What does that mean? They are trying to cover and cover and cover. But I can now on this show guarantee and declare the Bangladeshi Islamist revolutionary regime and its lapdogs must get prepared. Donald Trump is going to impose blanket restrictions on Bangladesh. Each and every one. This is not Biden's and Kamala's rogue regime. Trump is coming, and then he will teach the perfect lesson. And if Trump doesn't come, no problem. The international community will wake up, because now we have seen, just for the sake of holding a rally in Chittagong's Lal Dighe Maidan, there has been sedition charge against Kinmoy Maharaj. And now it is seen that the Chinmay Maharaj and 19 others, sedition. According to the law, sedition case can be only filed by the government. How these individuals are filing a sedition case and people are being arrested just because they are Hindus. And in the eyes of Yunus and his lapdogs, there is no value of Hindus because this is a revolutionary Islamist regime, a rogue regime. They have Talibanized Bangladesh and they are destroying the country.
I think
I'm very sorry.
I think this has been such an important tweet, Kanchan Gupta, by Donald Trump, because you have a whole opposition in India which does not care about the plight of Hindus. And if Kanchan Gupta were to talk about it, he would be called a communal, right-wing, intolerant, Hindutva, venom-spewing Hindu. That is the kind of categorization that people like Vivek Srivastava would put of you. But now you see, even Trudeau commented on it. Did you see that today? Kanchanda, Trudeau commented on it. Everyone's talking about it. They don't know where to look. Now, what if Trump becomes president? What's the impact of what he said today? Kanchan Gupta.
Good evening, Arnab. Thank you for having me on your show. I don't want to get into an election in a foreign country, but I will just say this much, that what has happened is gradually the world is being forced to acknowledge that everything is not fine in Bangladesh, that targeted attacks on Hindus are happening. The compendium of attacks which was prepared by the organization that represents all the minority communities over there, that is primarily the Hindus, the Buddhists and the Christians. That document should now further gain credence and credibility, and somebody has to sort of call out the indifference of the regime in Dhaka. For instance, the manner in which vigilantes are going around in the countryside.
What did Trump want to do? Apart from his own election campaign.
Vivek, let him complete. Vivek, let him complete. Vivek, let him complete. I will come to you. I know you hate it when anybody speaks about Hindus being tortured, but have the patience to listen. Please continue, Kanchanda and Vivek. Just hold your horses for a minute. I will come to you.
You have vigilantes in the countryside who are trying to impose a dress code. You have targeted attacks on temples. Famous or well-known Durga Pujas which were held in Dhaka and its neighborhood could not be held this year because the Islamists there said that the same park is used for namaz and that it would become napak if a Hindu puja is held there. So all these things, and you have mentioned the Hindu teachers who have been forced to resign, including a pregnant Hindu woman who was sort of paraded by the Islamists down the street and then forced to resign. Now, to say that the attacks are happening on Awami League members is just subterfuge, and it doesn't wash. If you look at the attacks in the Chittagong Hill Tracts, the Buddhists the Chakmas are being attacked over there. Chakma women have been assaulted and raped. So all this, if you look at it in totality, we are, coincidentally or otherwise, this year's Lokhi Pujo coincides with what's happening in Bangladesh. Like the Noakhali in 1946, the Noakhali riots coincided with the Lokhi Pujo of that year. Now, I'm not saying that there is no solution to this. Of course, there is a solution to it, and the world must speak up. But sadly, while we are talking about the need for the world to speak up, you have creatures in India, self-loathing, self-hating Hindus who think that it is.
Strong language.
not about
to
Hindus.
speak
It is
up
not
for
about
Hindus in
Hindus.
Bangladesh.
Strong language there.
And these creatures, and I refer to them as creatures, these creatures
you
were
can- you
also
can-
silent
you can call us anything.
when the
You can call us anything,
1946
but we don't
riots
need the
were
Donald
happening,
Trump to tell
when the
India or
partition
Bangladesh
riots were
On the
happening,
debate which goes
when
hot
the
tonight,
refugees were coming
on the
in.
debate which
So
goes
it's a
hot
legacy-
tonight,
it's a
at a
legacy
quarter
of
past
Hindu
9 this
hate
evening,
that we are watching over here.
and the debate as it goes hotter tonight at quarter past 9 this evening, my view, before I go to my next panelist, though I would request everyone, including the very erudite Kanchan Gupta, to stop describing any other co-panelist as a creature. He repeated the word creature 3 times for emphasis.
That's all right.
And that was avoidable in my view, but Kanchanda is a polemicist and has used it in that direction. Well, my view, I'm not saying all Muslims targeted all Hindus in Bangladesh. But to say, like the Wire says, that some student movement leaders took it upon themselves to guard Hindu temples, as some people say, noble Muslims are safeguarding vulnerable Hindus at the cost of their own lives. This is the positioning that is happening, right? Yes. Noble Muslims are safeguarding vulnerable and weak Hindus at the cost of their own lives. I believe this is false. Ladies and gentlemen, the story I like to recount is of a letter that went viral on social media by an assistant professor called Rontu Das, assistant professor at Chittagong University's history department, forced to resign, facing death threats. He resigned, but in his letter he talked about the discrimination he faced. And nobody spoke for him. Amerikai Narayanan didn't speak for him. Rahul Gandhi didn't speak for him. Moammad Yunus didn't speak for him. Vivek Srivastava will speak against him. And that's why tonight Donald Trump's position is making them shaky. Yes, my next speaker is Vivek Srivastava.
He needs Indian votes. That is the problem. And when he came to know that Kamala Harris, being of Indian origin, is going to sponge off all the Indian vote, he needed a gimmick, he needed an excuse, he needed an issue, and that is what he has done. I dislike this man. He's a fanatic, a fascist. We saw what happened at Capitol Hills, and he does not represent the democracies of the world at all. Very clearly, Mr. Modi can go and sit with him, have tea with him, support him, dream of again ugly bad Trump Sarkar. That is his personal business. He has no business to be speaking in matters of either India or Bangladesh or Pakistan. It's none of his business. Let him speak on the black rights first. Let him speak.
Vivek Srivastava wants to speak about black rights. Vivek Srivastava wants to speak about black rights. Vivek Srivastava wants to speak about what is happening in Connecticut and in Minnesota and in Massachusetts. But he will not talk about 91 Hindu sub-inspectors dismissed from the Sharda Police Department in Bangladesh, from not allowed to complete their training at the Sharda Police Academy, dismissed on charges of indiscipline and irregularities. He will not speak. He will not speak about Bangladeshis who cannot perform Durga Puja this year.
I will speak on Bahraich, Arnab, where a young boy was forced, mentally he was forced to go into the house of a Muslim, intrude, pull down the flag, and after the violence, heavy rioting, and the government of UP, Uttar Pradesh, did nothing to stop it. And that is what is happening in this country. And Mr. Kanchan Gupta should speak on that. Mr. Kanchan Gupta should speak on all this rioting and the communal violence that we are facing back here in India, instead of preaching the Bangladeshis what to do.
Does Kanchan Gupta want to respond? Does Kanchan Gupta want a response on this debate? I allow Kanchan Gupta a response because he deserves one now. Kanchan Gupta.
Number one, I'm quite amused to hear a communist talking about parliamentary dignity. The Communist Party stands out with distinction for describing Parliament as a pigsty. Look up and read up your own history, Mr. Whatever your name is.
Vivek Srivastava.
Number two,
popularly known as Vivek Jinping.
Number two, I am quite aware of
Kanchan Gupta is countering you tonight. He's allowed to. He's allowed to.
That does not stop me from talking about shortcomings in other countries. I mean, the Communist Party of India passed an official resolution supporting the creation of Pakistan. The Communist Party of India in 1946, 47, 48, right up to 1966, they kept on opposing the transfer of population. They kept on opposing the ingress of refugees. This man does not know his own party's history, and he's coming and talking over here from a public platform.
And the Sangh were busy.
Okay, now opening our next debate tonight as we debate this. We are in a weird situation. I welcome Abhijit Chawda on the debate with Amerikai Narayanan on the right. And also joining Abhijit Chawda will be Dr. Sampath Shivangi, President of the Indian American Forum for Political Education. We are in a situation this Friday night where we have some people in India, I call them hypocrites, who are concerned about Muslims worldwide, but are not concerned about Hindus next door. There are people in our country who are concerned about the human rights of Yaqub Memon and what Kasav had for lunch, but are not concerned about what is happening to Hindus in Bangladesh. Our next speaker on the impact of what Donald Trump said is Abhijit Chawda. Abhijit, what's the impact of what he said? Audio not clear, Abhijit. We are going to wait, fix your audio. Hello, Abhijit. People want to hear you, Abhijit, but your audio is not very good. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you say something? Very bad audio. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to throw that question before I come back to you to Dr. Sampath Shivangi, who's joining us from the US. What's the impact of Donald Trump's most recent tweet?
I think we have an issue with the audio.
We can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead, Dr. Shivangi.
Okay.
Sorry.
The point
I can't hear you, honestly.
Dr. Shivangi.
Yeah.
Go on, Dr. Shivangi's audio, please. America, please wait. Go on, Dr. Shivangi.
Okay. Mr.
Dr.
Trump,
Shivangi, please. Mr. Narayanan, can you hold on? Dr. Shivangi, would you like to make your opening remarks?
Yeah, see, my question is, I'm pro-Hindu. Naturally, I'm here for 50 years in the US. I watch every day. I've served 6 presidents of the United States. And I feel sorry what is happening in Bangladesh. Bangladesh was created by India, and Indian soldiers gave their life to make what Bangladesh is today. I think Bangladesh going against India is a kind of a travesty of the century. I think we must deal it with. And US, I think if President Trump comes back, I think we are going to set it right. I just want you to be assured that Bangladesh cannot run amok for what they are doing now. And they are there because of Hindus and India, and they can stab them back. That is my principal statement on this.
Well, thank you very much for that, Dr. Sampath Shivangi. And I'm bringing back Abhijit Chawda for his opening remarks on what he thinks Donald Trump's statement will have, what impact it will have on Hindus in America, worldwide, and on the election in the US.
Good evening. I'm sorry about the mic issue. I very strongly welcome the statement of Donald Trump. It's a very positive statement. It's a statement that no politician seemingly wants to make these days. So what Donald Trump has done is very important. He has taken a very strong stand, and he has condemned the barbaric violence that's happening in Bangladesh. And what's happened in the past 2 years is that the Joe Biden-Kamala Harris regime has conducted 2 regime change operations in the Indian subcontinent. First of all, they removed the pro-China Imran Khan regime, and now they've removed the pro-India Sheikh Hasina regime. So India is now sandwiched between West Pakistan and East Pakistan. And ever since Moammad Yunus and that puppet regime have come to power in Bangladesh, there's been an ongoing pogrom against Hindus that very few media outlets, politicians, etc. want to speak about, except for Republic TV, of course. And that's what's happened. Now, Vivek Ramaswamy, himself a Democrat, has not made a statement that's that strong, like the one that Donald Trump has made. So what we are seeing is that Donald Trump is signaling his intentions to India. First of all, he's saying that he's going to be a very strongly pro-Hindu president. He has also said in the same statement that he's going to work together with his good friend Prime Minister Modi to take the India-US partnership forward. So he's telegraphing this to us that of course this is an election season, and these statements are obviously the objective is to win the elections and get votes. But Kamala Harris also wants the same votes, and she has not bothered to make a statement that condemns what's happening in Bangladesh and to assuage the sentiments and the the sentiments of the Hindus. So we are seeing a very different approach from Donald Trump, very much strongly pro-Hindu than compared to the Democrats. So overall, I would say that this is, it's going to be good for India if Trump comes to power. Overall, US foreign policy doesn't really change a lot depending on who's on power. But if Trump comes to power, I'm pretty sure that we're going to see a much stronger, much better partnership with the US. After 2020, the US has really gone after India. They've piled on the heat. So things will improve significantly if Trump wins, which is the big question. Will he win or not? I think if he makes a deal with the deep state to some extent, he will win. Otherwise, Kamala Harris would win. So that's where we are. It will be good for India if Trump wins.
Well, things will be known in a few days or few hours. Now, America and Iran, and now that Trump has spoken for Hindus in Bangladesh, now that even Trudeau has spoken for Hindus in Bangladesh, will Rahul Gandhi say a word? Or does Rahul Gandhi think he will lose the whole Muslim vote by saying something for Hindus in Bangladesh?
I hope you won't interrupt me. We are talking about Trump, the politician of United States, supporting the Hindus and Hindu causes and minorities who are being attacked in Bangladesh. Now, I have to congratulate the Hindu group in the United States. They are carrying much better weight than the numbers suggest because they know how to influence the American election. And I had been in the United States, for your information, for 13 years. I understand the United States well. Now, as an Indian working in the United States, for the first few years, when I found a qualified Indian, I hesitated to hire him or her because I felt I may be wrongly mistaken favoring an Indian. I think Kamala Harris is in the same situation. She is Indian descent and her Indian background and heritage is well known, so she cannot be speaking politically, seeing completely supporting only the Indians. That's the reason why she has not spoken. However, I welcome Trump's statement on this. Trump not only, please understand, the word he used, which you conveniently hided, is Hindus and Christians and other minorities. I underline the word minority, which you do not like to repeat.
Why would I not like to repeat? I repeat. Hindus, Christians and other minorities. Minorities. How many times do I have to repeat the word minorities? You dislike the word minorities in the context of Bangladesh. You're the hypocrite, not me.
And again you do this. Let me finish up. You don't like the word minority. Majority cannot trample anywhere in the world the minorities' rights. That's what Trump was talking about. So make sure you understand and tell the viewers the whole story, not your kind of the story.
What do you mean your kind of story? Are you being Hindu-phobic towards me? Are you being Hindu-phobic towards me by saying your kind of story? I am a Hindu and I will speak against the persecution of Hindus.
Anybody else, including me.
Are you being openly Hindu-phobic towards me? Are both of you trying to be Hindu-phobic towards me? Are you targeting me because I'm a Hindu?
By just supporting...
One minute, because I'm a believing Hindu. You're an atheist, Mr. Srivastav. Be an atheist for all I care. But don't you dare target me because I'm a believing Hindu.
No, you're India-phobic.
No, one minute. I won't let you do that. You won't get away with it anymore.
You don't like India.
No, you're a Jai Palestine kind of guy.
Now that
you're a Jai Palestine kind of guy.
Direction, Arnab.
No, don't make a personal remark, America. 1 minute. Jahidul is on the debate. Jahidul is saying something. What are you saying, Jahidul? Go on.
Do that. Constantly do that. You deserve it.
Why are you going to divide the people of Bangladesh or people of India or people of any other country by Hindu, Muslim, Christians? Why? No one is minor, no one is major. Everybody has their rights and everybody has to establish their rights. They have right
to establish 1 minute. Jahidul,
they have right
Jahidul,
do something. They have right to do.
Dr. Jahidul Bari, see, I am not trying to divide anyone. All I'm saying is, why are you not willing to accept that Hindus were asked not to beat the drum or dhol or to ring the bells in pandals during the azan? Why don't you want to accept that 300 Hindu homes and businesses and 20 temples were vandalized? Several people were injured. Why don't you want to accept that 70 Hindu teachers were forced to leave their jobs amidst attacks on Hindu minorities by the radicals? You don't want to accept that. And then you give me a lecture.
I want to explain.
Yes. 70% of Bangladesh saw targeted Hindus attacks. Explain, please explain. You debate with Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhary.
No Hindus are being targeted.
Okay, no Hindus were targeted. 1 minute. You're saying no Hindus were targeted? Did I hear you say that?
No.
No Hindus were targeted? Can you tell me? 1 minute. Dada, এক মিনিট, দাঁড়ান। আপনাকে আমি জিজ্ঞেস করছি।
বলেন।
দেখুন, বলছি। Rahul Ananda is a very well-known musician, celebrated across Bangladesh. I am his fan. গত বছর যখন ইমানুয়েল ম্যাক্রন বাংলাদেশে এসেছিলেন, তখন he visited his house. When Emmanuel Macron came to Bangladesh, he visited the house of Rahul Ananda. And the house of Rahul Ananda was burnt, was torched. কিছু ভুল বললাম কি? বানিয়ে তো বলিনি আমি। I have not made this up. Please answer me, sir, before you accuse me.
If he is attacked, it should be under kept under law.
Is there a Jodi or a if in this?
Investigated. It should be investigated properly, and the people who are claiming
কি বলছেন? What are you saying?
They must be punished.
What are you saying?
They must be punished. The people who did it.
If you doubt it?
No.
You doubt it? You doubt it?
I know the attack on him.
Why was he targeted?
What was the cause?
Why was he targeted? Was not because he is a Hindu?
Can I say something now?
This is the question. Was the attack because he is a Hindu?
Was the attack because he is a Hindu? Salahuddin Chaudhary is responding to Jahidul Bari. Salahuddin Chaudhary, please.
Yes. Mr. Bari is trying to cover up the incident of attack on Rahul Ananda's residence, where they not only attacked his house, they destroyed 3,000 handcrafted instruments. And now he is saying because Rahul Ananda is a Hindu. If the same thing would have happened with a Muslim, they would have said, it is happening. Because these are the people who are screaming for Rafah, for Gaza. And now, when a Hindu is attacked, when a Hindu is killed, when Hindus are raped, they say, because this is the rogue culture of denial.
Oh, Mr. Bari is responding, Mr. Salahuddin. Mr. Bari is responding to you. I have limited time, let him respond.
Mr. Salahuddin, I want to say no people in Bangladesh should be attacked due to their religion. If he is a Hindu, no, he shouldn't be attacked by the Muslims. But if he is a criminal, he should go under punishment according to the law. If he is a Muslim, he should go under punishment according to the law.
I have to conclude this debate because I have to go immediately to a breaking news story. I thank you all for that debate, all of you. And ladies and gentlemen, my breaking news story is from Budgam.